Dogs don't roll up on other people. They don't roll up on other dogs. Dogs don't drive. Dogs don't roll up. So stop with this. I don't know, is that guy insane? What, none of these people take logic courses? They never pass a logic course? Seems to be an epidemic of that. He's wrong. Just plain wrong. Okay guys, so here's the deal. I got a message that I need to watch this video because it's talking about Zach the Hack George and going into the whole area about the purely positive trainers and how wrong they are. And if you've seen my video about Zach the Hack George gets his ass kicked, then you'll see that I handed out the beating of his life. No response from him, from Susan Garrett, Denise Finzi, a bunch of other people, because they can't handle. Go visit that video. You're gonna see some of my dogs in here. This is one of my super athletic dogs right here. She wants to hang out with me right now. Anyway, so 6, baby, you're gonna have to get over here. All right, there you go. You wanna be in the video? You wanna be in the video? Do you? So, yeah, you're gonna be in the video. Okay, so they said you gotta watch this video. You gotta see what happens. Because the guy is talking about Zach the Hack George and saying how wrong they are. Add to it. Okay, now look. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christophe Clugston. I was a former professional fighter, former #1 world-rated light heavyweight. I'm an academically published linguist, and I've been training dogs since 1974. That's half a century of operational experience. My mentors were extremely famous movie dog and TV dog trainers, and I have a degree in behaviorism. I've done a lot of things. That's the short version of all that, just so that a lot of people don't ever do any background. They just hop into a video. I point out what's wrong with it. I'm a results-oriented in everything that I do, because I'm pretty damn famous in the self-defense world. I'm top of the heap in that, and that's because I'm results and performance-oriented. And that's what other people should be too. Now, okay, so we got Moore Park College Boy, which I got accepted in 1987 to that place. Long before he did. I know you don't have a half a century of dog training like I do. I know you don't have the same breadth of dog training that I do. I know that you haven't done some of the things that I've done in dog training. But what you can do is learn. So anyway, he's coming on and claiming a lot of things, and they're wrong. What he's saying is wrong, and I got to clear this up. Because if we allow this to go on, it's degrading the entire situation. Okay, so what's he doing? Well, he's actually making false claims, and that's because he poses a false dichotomy. What he says is that they didn't show up to fight. They can't say anything because Zach the Hack and other people didn't show up. They didn't even show up to the fight. Now, I wish these guys, especially small little guys at 160 pounds, would not talk about fighting as if they were professionals. He doesn't have a clue, and acting tough makes him look disingenuous because he's not tough. And as while we're on that, trying to babble about things like dogs don't roll up on other people. They don't roll up on other dogs. Dogs don't drive. Dogs don't roll up. So stop with this. So what Moore Park City Boy is saying is that there are only two things for trainers. Either the type of trainer does what Zach the Hack does, purely positive, and he wants to diminish and downgrade. Oh, downsay, that's pretty easy to do. And either that, but the real trainers like Puppy Poppy and him, Moore Park Beckman guy, they handle the extreme aggression cases. You won't see this, guys. Well, I pointed out a whole lot of things where their ideology won't work. And now Beckman, you've made a lot of errors here. One, that's a false dichotomy, because there are more types of dog training than what you were talking about. You're not even a trainer, and I can call you out and now, okay, where's your search and rescue dog you train? Where's your upland retriever that you train? Where's your bomb dog that you train? Where's your seeing eye dog that you train? Where's your lead sled dog for Iditarod or Yukon Quest? Where's your protection dogs that you've trained? I don't see any of that. Idle, of course, is Cesar Milan. That's fine, that's okay. He's not a trainer, and he won't say he's a trainer. Again, you have not trained an anti-poaching dog. You have not trained a dog that goes in during prison riots and pulls prisoners out of the cells. These are just many of the types of dogs you have not trained. If somebody goes to a person to eliminate their smoking, you're eliminating a bad habit. That's behavior management. Now, when somebody has to go to learn how to become a fighter pilot for an F-18, they need instruction and teaching. That takes much longer. That's a much more complicated process. That's not eliminating behaviors. That's putting them together and making a complex structure. Until we see that you're not a trainer, you are a behavior modification person. You're eliminating behaviors. I haven't seen you build anything, and I don't watch all your stuff. I'm not going to. I can't get along with your ethnocentric, monolingual, myopic view. Because you haven't lived somewhere else. You haven't worked with a whole bunch of different dogs. You don't have half a century of background. You haven't worked with a bunch of different types of dogs, and I bet I have more dogs of my own personal dogs than you've had in your entire life. I don't mean right now. I'm talking right this second. I'm not talking about the whole 50 years. I'm talking about right now. I've got more dogs than you've had in your entire life, and that is something you don't know until you've had more than 5 personal dogs at a time. The dynamics change greatly. Great dogs that you train, not dogs that you just live with. That's why, once again, I will plug for sled dog mushers long distance, because those guys know dogs better than anybody on the planet. That's just how it is. So you've set up this false dichotomy, which is not true. And you calling them out saying that they can't handle the aggressive dogs. Well, once again, where's your search and rescue dog? Where's your protection dogs? That is not the right way to go about this. And I, again, in the Zach George gets his ass kicked video, handles all that, all the situations, because their type of ideology cannot handle those types of dogs. You can't either. You haven't trained some of the dogs I mentioned. You haven't trained an anti-poaching dog. You haven't trained a dog that goes in prison riots and pulls prisoners out of the cell or tracks down prisoners. Those are things you haven't done either. So I can easily say you haven't been able to do it, and you haven't trained movie dogs, which is the hardest thing on the planet, which is so difficult. Most people don't have a clue, and the sport trainers do everything wrong. That quick, rigid focus on the handler doesn't work, and it's not what you do for movie dogs. So I'm just giving a hint because I'm going to start a new series about something. So anyway, that's a hint. But I just want to point out that you use a false dichotomy. You set yourself up as an expert. You're claiming you're making the categories, which is, all this is wrong. And then you're trying to dismiss, you try to throw a Skinner. Oh, Skinner is outdated. Now, trying to throw Skinner under the bus, as it were, and say that he is not applicable is as stupid and ignorant as saying Newtonian physics, because they're old, are not applicable, that they don't work. They do work. Same thing. Dismissing is not how it's handled. You have to refute it. And you just try to dismiss. The Bulgarian is the one who refuted them. Dismissing them is sophomoric at best. You're not really doing anything. You're trying to say, oh, it doesn't matter. I heard you say the same thing about some dogs from Scandinavia or something, because you're ethnocentric as hell, and you haven't ever been anywhere else, and you couldn't fit in. You couldn't make it. You couldn't cut it. You couldn't roll up on somebody and act like you're real tough at 160 pounds in the club or something. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Please, there's so many of these guys in the dog realm who want to act like they were martial artists or that they were tough guys and stuff like that. None of them were. None of them are. None of them have done jack shit. So don't denigrate those of us who actually did it and were way up, way up there and impacted. It's my major job. It still is. I'm a subject matter expert for military and contractors, and have been for a long time. But I put that in there because, look, Junior, I got more operational experience than you do. I'm more clear as an analytical thinker than you are. You conflate a lot of different categories. Obviously, you didn't pass a logic course because you need to up your game. That's what I've been on here. That's what I'm doing. What I'm saying is raise the standards to your people. Don't lower them. Don't negate them, and don't get into, well, he's attacking me. I am holding everybody to the same standards. You've got to be able to prove what you're doing. You got to work clearly. You have to define terms, define categories. Trainer, it's not training. What you're doing is not training, once again. It's stopping behavior. That is not creating new behavior. That's not the same. Once again, those people who are adroit will understand that you're stopping somebody from smoking is not teaching. It's eliminating a behavior. Now, when you learn how to be a surgeon, you learn how to be an F-18 pilot, that's teaching. The person who does that is an instructor, a trainer, a docent. That is what training is. We haven't seen you do that. I'm not going to cover that again. So clean up your act. You're wrong on what you said. False dichotomy. Try to set yourself up as expert, defining the categories you don't. You're not published. You're trying to dismiss that you haven't refuted. And I'm saying that the studies are flawed. Somebody who actually had a research and methods class and did academic research. What are you doing? This is my jungle dog right here, actually. A real jungle dog. Captured. No, not a stray, not feral, not let loose, a jungle dog. Something else you guys haven't dealt with. So I've got a wealth of experience that the other guys don't have. And also, once again, why am I the only one that's taking the 3-dog challenge? Is that it's not that damn hard to do. And I'm the only person on YouTube that has taught an autistic American bulldog who weighs over 100 pounds, was a boar hound, how to limp. Show me when you can do that there, Beckman. Show me, okay? Show me, because you know, I can play this game with you. You're not a trainer until I see you train a 100-pound plus dog how to limp. That's considered expert level by trick trainers and movie trainers. So I'm gonna put at the end here the Zach George gets his ass kicked, but let's keep everybody up, you know, keep everybody honest, keep everybody on the toe, raise the standards for everyone. Let's not just let all this slide from one side or the other side. You gotta learn what you're doing is in performance and results and your whole base of what you do. What you're doing is sensationalism, because that stop behavior gets people's clicks and you get this and that. It's just like somebody teaching skills gonna get educational videos get far less views. I didn't talk about real educational videos. They don't get a lot of views. What does get a lot of views are entertainment. Wow, look at this, you know, shock value. It's Jerry Springer show sort of stuff. All right, so anyway, there we go.